Jimmy Butler, he's a very interesting player to me.
He's like, oh, shoot, I don't know where to go with the ball because I haven't been able to think.
It was a great series. Game 4 was one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life. Now LeBron's a 4-time champion, and Anthony Davis gets his first.
It's unacceptable. So happy when the Astros lost because it would definitely be a 2020 thing.
Yeah, I was impressed by their game. Braden Point, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov, that was the best line in the playoffs, no doubt.
Stay undefeated when they face the mighty Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared Sandler, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. Spring training still happening, but that doesn't mean we can have some kind of wondering what's happening with Stanton, the man that's beloved by Stanton Stanton beloved. Who beloves Stanton in MLB The Show and in real life, Austin.
Yeah, and I don't mean to scare anyone with the title. Nothing's going to happen with Stanton per se long term. I think this past playoff run kind of means that he's a Yankee for the rest of his career. But I am interested to see what happens at the start of the season. I've seen multiple reports regarding that he has tendonitis or something similar in both of his elbows. He flew to New York apparently to go to the doctor. But then there was a report that he actually flew to New York for personal matters and just ended up going to the doctor while he was there, which makes me wonder, and this is my, I don't know if you know Talking Yanks. They're one of my favorite Yankee media sources, but they were talking about, Talking Yanks was talking, but they were discussing how Stanton may not be actually injured. He just may be sore or something that's not 100%. And they just want to make sure Stanton's been dealing with injuries his entire career, that he's healthy come mid to end, and then obviously postseason time. So do you think that's what's happening, or do you think it's more he's actually just has tendonitis in both of his elbows? He's going to be out for he potentially could be out half the year, or maybe come back in June. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so kind of you mentioned Stanton has dealt with injuries, and now that you say it, I remember there's some tendonitis. Maybe there is some tendonitis, but he's also just like they're being precautionary, but he also wants to feel right because if he's dealing with something and not performing well, that's not going to be good for him. So, and then I just saw the New York Post. They said there's uncertainty with Giancarlo Stanton, so the Yankees reached out to JD Martinez. So it's behind a paywall, so I can't see exactly their reasoning, but maybe they just take their time with Stanton and just see what he is. Or, yeah, that is weird with the different reports, but I wouldn't say there's anything nefarious going on. Maybe he's just getting something checked on, because has he had elbow issues in the past?
I don't remember elbow issues really. I let me see if I can look at Spot Track. Spot Track also tracks injuries.
Because I can understand with the Yankees, you don't want to really get rid of Stanton. You just want to keep him because he does have some great power and has that big bat in the lineup. It's just how do you fit him in? I do think they have a DH spot open. Yeah, they do really have a DH spot open.
Well, without Stanton 100%.
Yeah. Well,
but, okay, so
there's no one competing with Stanton for that DH spot.
He's never had a elbow injury. In his Yankee career, it's mostly hamstrings or knee or ankle or Achilles or quad or something like that. Like all leg injuries, except at the beginning of his Yankee tenure in 2019, he did have a bicep injury. And then back when he was with the Marlins, he had a hand injury. But he's had no upper body injuries except for the biceps and hands injuries that he had in 2019 and 2015, respectively. So I normally hear about leg injuries with Stanton more than I do. And I think it's because of how much power he generates from his legs than I do. Also because of him running the bases. But I don't really hear anything upper body wise. So this did surprised me a little bit, but Stanton being injured did not.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of explain it. That makes sense, but so I think he's getting something checked out. I don't think there's anything they really need to do. It's just kind of this is what you sign up for with you still having Stanton, I think.
Yeah. If Stanton's not actually really all that hurt, do you think they signed someone knowing that he's going to return mid-season and be 100% at that time?
I think they could do that. Sign someone and then have them split time because they don't want him to get injured again. And especially if it's JD Martinez. Like he's older too, so you could they could do something to where it's you're both giving them time off. They have plenty of time to relax, but I don't think you want to overcrowd the DH spot.
Yeah, because JD Martinez can only play DH. That's really the problem, is that you're going to have to play Stanton, who just came off quote-unquote injury, or Martinez. If Martinez plays extremely good, I feel like he's kind of forcing his hand to be in the lineup. And I don't know what we do with Stanton or because they're both righties. Like they can't even play against other hand guys, and we just flip them out whenever they're hot. But that's why I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if we just call someone up. I don't know. Spencer Jones would be the option there, probably.
And also, thinking about it, you have Goldschmidt. So does Goldschmidt split time at DH, and you have that first baseman?
No.
No.
I don't. Goldschmidt will be first base probably 90% of the time.
Okay.
You know, 10%. He may play a couple. With Stanton out, he may play a couple games at DH. But with Stanton in the lineup, I doubt he plays even one. The only person who would move to DH, in my opinion, is probably Judge. And that's for a game or two for rest. So that he plays basically 162 games. He may be out. He's going to play every game if healthy. So in those games where we're quote-unquote resting him is the games that he'll DH. And if Stanton's healthy, Stanton won't play those games. Or Stanton will play a couple games in the field. I don't think the Yankees is what I mean by we. I don't think we've given up totally on Stanton playing the field. It's just something we'd rather not do if possible. But if we force our hand by signing a guy like Martinez, and Martinez plays extremely well, I don't think it's worth it just to trade him away. So at that point, yes, we would have to see who can actually play the field a little bit. And Martinez, I don't think played a single inning in the field last year. So I do have my concerns about that, but I think that we signed someone. I just don't know. Martinez, I'm looking. So Newsweek also has an article about JD Martinez potentially going to the Yankees. They say that his value is around $9.5 million. Is it worth it to spend $9.5 million on a player that's going to play half the season? And if he plays well, I guess it is a good problem to have. If he plays well and you're having to decide, okay, do we play Stanton in the field or do we just kind of play both? Do we trade Martinez or all these other options? That's a good problem to have. But if he plays poorly, that's $10 million really down the drain, knowing that we're going to have Stanton return eventually. But at the same time, you do want to not play in those wildcard games because the wildcard games are trap games for a lot of teams. So being a top 2 seed and getting a bye is definitely important as well.
And it's going to be a tough division with the Orioles, maybe Blue Jays, but mostly
the Red Sox have made a lot of moves.
Yeah, but definitely based on past experience, Orioles and Yankees are going to be competing for that spot. So they're going to have to watch out for that. And so I can understand. And with the Yankees, if you still want to spend some more money, they can just go, yeah, we'll have JD Martinez. It'll be okay. They could do the cost-cutting thing, which I understand of okay, we'll have this guy on a minor league contract. Okay, if he's playing well, he can fill in, and then we'll send him back down or trade him or cut him.
Yeah. Do we think – I'll just have you say, do you think we signed JD Martinez or do you think we signed someone else or do you think we signed no one?
I'm going to say yes because I feel like the Yankees are going big this season and kind of using the money that missed out that they didn't spend on the Soto contract because you go and sign someone older with Paul Goldschmidt. I see them bring in JD Martinez.
Okay.
Do you think JD Martinez signs or?
I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know if you've seen this, but apparently JD Martinez is practicing to play cricket after his MLB career ends. Have you seen those
that's funny.
videos?
No, I've not seen those videos.
But yeah, he has. So I am intrigued to see what what happens there. But because I also saw that they're not the only team. Like I feel like the Blue Jays apparently also have some interest in JD Martinez, and there's other teams that are interested in a solid option for a DH. I think those are the only two I've seen though. Is the Blue Jays and the Yankees, but I feel like the Blue Jays are more desperate in a situation for a DH, playing Vlad in the field, obviously, as they have been. So I think they would offer him more. And also, if it's between those two, I feel like they'd try harder to not let the Yankees get a guy. So I'll say that we don't sign him. I think we get outbid, and we end up signing someone cheaper, or we call up guys from lower down the minors to play.
Yeah, I can see that happening. We'll see what happens. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.